Hello everyone and welcome back to D&D&D&D&D campaign number 2 of Black Ink and Blue Blood. When we last left off, the split party continued to progress to their eventual reunion and strategic strike against the Kingdom of Barbaris. In the south, on the island of Darkrise, Caleb maneuvers the Tavadran militia into a split pincer attack, lighting a forest on the edge of Darkrise aflame and luring a ship from a neighboring maritime nation to come and investigate, only to be lured into a trap. All those who did not disembark to put out the fire were slain, and the militia has taken the ship. The party now has a galleon at their disposal, courtesy of the Weiss and Sardom. As Caleb makes his way north to prepare to regroup the militia at the southern tip of Toradana and prepare for a strategic pincer attack, the rest of the party continues to follow the lead that Zephyr opened up for them. Lucifer, Elefakir, his final mission for the Concord, having been to find the Temple of Pendidi where she was buried and turned the Amazon Queen into an Ichor beast in an attempt to destabilize the region and put reinforcements to go up against the party for their arrival. However, the party struck a bit sooner than the Concord seemed to have planned, and Lucian, and Zephyr now go toe-to-toe with the Ichor beast Lucifer created before his escape, as well as Kaloum's latest mechanical constructs and monstrosities. The Minlus Kanat, which was initially set on joining the Concord out of fear, has been persuaded through a combination of payment and an oath sworn to their safety that in exchange for being allowed to remain neutral in this war, they will not be fighting for your enemies unless held at gunpoint. With their safety assured and money in their pockets, they made good their escape, leaving the party to fight the monsters, which are slowly being weakened by a combination of strategic attack from the party and, in the case of the Ichor beast, her own growing instability. And at the top of the round, that is where we pick back up. Top of the round. Get back to it. There we go. Lucian, you're up. Zephyr on deck.
Alright, can you give me a refresher of where everything is? And
you are on a 15-foot wide platform. The nearest enemy is 10 feet away from you, one of Kaloum's dogs, and 15 feet away from you, already dealing with your spiritual weapon, is Queen Zephyr using another one of the dogs as a mount.
Okay, I do believe I did cast
Spirit Guardians, yes.
Spirit Guardians, so I'm gonna go ahead and need you to do the wisdom saving throw for that.
Well, it's not their turn yet. It's on their turn, right?
If you cast a spell, heavy in area, so first time on a turn or starts its turn. So yeah, it's on its turn.
All right. So for your turn, what would you like to do?
You said that Kaloum's dog is 10 feet away, right?
Yes. Austin just pulled up the map for you.
Thank you, love. Let's see. What am I gonna do? I'm gonna kill it. How's the dog looking?
Both of the dogs look awful. They are both well past bloodied, but I will say this one looks distinctly worse.
Okay, you know what? I'm going to do I will do Toll the Dead on the dog that's next to me.
Okay, Toll the Dead.
I need a wisdom saving throw.
Alright. Okie dokie.
And then, as I do, I'm gonna say to it, I hope that you can feel this.
Alright. Does a 21 save?
Yes.
Okay.
So instead, I'm gonna go ahead and use my spiritual weapon as a bonus action.
Yep. Who are you going after?
Same guy.
All right, roll to hit.
Do. 18 plus 8.
19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. That is a hit. And you do not need to roll damage. It has 1 health.
Nice!
Lucian, as you give your confident proclamation that you hope through whatever nexus Kaloum is using to control these creatures, he is somehow able to feel the pain you inflict on his creations. You conjure a necrotic Alephakirian bell over the creature's head, which casts an ominous that echoes through the tomb. But the creature holds firm and glares at you. And as it starts to slowly crawl towards you aggressively, your giant skeleton reaches back a mighty bony hand and Hulk smashes it into the ground, crushing the metal endoskeleton beneath its bony grip. You see the red lights gleaming in the dog's skull flicker before slowly dying out.
I slowly turn back to the other dog and just kind of give it that very triumphant smile of mine. It looks Luciferian. And
Alright.
say, oh, this one's next.
Lucian, as you prepare your next batch of spells, end of your turn?
Yep.
Zephyr, you're up. What's on deck?
Yeah.
1 enemy down, 2 remain.
Well, gotta take care. Mainly, I don't care about the dog, so I will just keep attacking the main. My spawn.
Roll to hit. You have advantage.
Your second born.
The second child's always the worst. That's what my mom said about me.
It is not a hit. I got a 16, so.
Alright, that's with advantage?
Yes.
Alright. Let me just double check one thing. Okay. Zephyr, you go to lunge out with Whisper, but once again, while it may not have your intelligence, it does have your speed and even greater strength. It parries your Whisper out of the way with an inky version of the weapon. Anything else on your turn?
No.
Okay. That's the end of Zephyr's turn. What's is you're up? Loose on deck after the monsters. So you've got Queen Zephyr aboard one of Kaloum's dogs, but flanked between you and Zephyr. What would you like to do?
I'm going to smack Queen Zephyr with my Seven of Skull Greatsword twice.
Roll to hit with advantage.
Ooh.
Okay, the first hit is a 26.
That is a hit. Do you want to go ahead and roll the second, or just do damage on the first?
Just to be sure, I'm going to go ahead and roll the hit for the second one.
Okay, go ahead and roll the hit then.
And that one is a natural 20.
I figured she's going to uncanny dodge, so the second one will be half.
Oh, well.
So basically normal damage, but both hit. So just
normal.
hit.
The other one still does more damage because he rolls more.
That is true, but it's other than the bonus effects from the crit, no bonus damage.
So, 18 slashing on the first.
Okie dokie.
And you said roll the second one normally, just don't double it.
Yeah, essentially, yeah, like, since she would just half it anyway. However, yes, as Austin pointed out, because of one of your abilities, do you remember
There's
what
an extra D6 dice.
Yeah, so you can still roll that, it's just the dice themselves, like, essentially, even if you doubled it, it would just get back to normal anyway, so just to save time, yeah, just normal.
Okay. Okay, and that one is 13 plus 6, 19 plus my 30. 22 slashing.
22. Okie dokie. Is that the end of your turn?
Let me see, is there anything else I can do? That's it.
Alright.
How does she look?
She already was bloodied by the end of the first go, so she's just progressively getting worse. As you lunge out with your skull greatsword, Zephyr, kind of gripping her massive oversized head like a volleyball, throws it into the air, so your hit does graze the neck and send ichor splattering onto the statue. But as you see the head coming crashing back down like an inky meteor, you kind of hold your blade out to try and bisect it as it comes down, but the beast, still having Zephyr's speed, slinks under your blade and grabs it, and it does make impact with the sword, but basically gets about midway and stops rather than it being a clean bisect like you had hoped. And she yanks her head off of your blade as the split head slowly fuses back together.
Mind your heads.
It rears back and she is going to finally reposition. Zephyr, you may make an attack of opportunity if you wish, and you will still have advantage because of the flanking.
Well, either way, I have advantage. So.
True. So yeah, you may make an opportunity attack if you wish.
Would I get an opportunity attack?
Well, no,
She's hitting you. She's just getting out of range of Zephyr.
Yeah. 18.
To hit.
Yes.
That is a miss. Zephyr, you lunge out with Whisper, but the creature seems to have slowly begun adapting to your moves, and it, without even looking, dodges out of the way of your umbrella, and the dog carrying her bounds away from you and skids to a stop. And it's going to position itself between, not between to be a flank, but essentially diagonally adjacent between Lucian and Whatsits. And Zephyr, start of her turn, is going to, of course, make that wisdom save for Spirit Guardians.
Yeah.
Don't forget the dog. That started their turn.
Yep. So for wisdom,
I didn't roll that.
does a 8 save?
Nope.
All right, legendary resistance, she succeeds.
All right. I rolled the wrong one. Hang on. There we go. Oh, I rolled horribly. That's 8 damage.
Is that with the half or without?
That's without.
All right, so 4 damage.
I rolled 4 ones.
Ugh, I've been there. All right.
I see a 2 and a 3.
The Spirit Guardians nip and bite and sting at the Queen, but she fights her way through them, and with herself finally alleviated of the flank that was divvying her attention, she looks down at the dog, and looks to you, Whatsis, and whirling her head over herself, is going to bring down the head like a flail against you. And now, that she is no longer dealing with the flank. She is no longer at disadvantage. So with that, let me grab the dizzy dice I need. What's is? You first. Does a natural 20 hit?
How far away is he?
5 feet.
What's is 10 feet from you.
Alright, I'm gonna negate that.
Alright, what does that do to it?
It's my feature, so it just takes away the credit.
Oh, so it still hit. It would still hit, just like
Yeah, just takes
critical.
away. Yep,
It's
just
no
takes
longer
away
be
the.
crit, yeah.
And
And,
what's his to answer your
yes, sir.
question? 30.
Oh, yeah, it'll still hit. I'm not quite there
Well,
yet.
even then, a crit is automatic.
Yeah, so
But-
basically, yeah, it hits no matter what. But Lucian does take away the extra damage. So it's a hit, just no extra damage. What's his does
I
a
haven't been
20...
able to use that feat yet.
Hey, got to here. What's his? Does a 27 hit? And another 27. So all 3 hit, but the crit is negated. Okay.
I'd rather them all hit me than hit the others.
Oh yeah, tank baby.
Yep.
And just remember that because these attacks are magical, your resistance is negated, so you'll take full damage from this. Oh, actually, yeah, that is a good point. Yes, you are correct. So yeah, you will resist these. Good catch. All right, just getting all the dice I need. Sorry. Oh no, it's actually not as bad as it sounds. I just legitimately like, it's always hard to. There we go. All right, I got him. What's his? I'll go ahead and apply the half. So.
Half? Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
And then half that, you take 13 slashing damage. As she rears back her head and just... Like, you know that scene in SpongeBob whenever Patrick's like, we have technology, and then just smashes the dollar bill with the computer? It basically picks up a big thing and smashes it really fast over and over. That's what she's doing with her head to you. Just dun 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 dun. Just smash, 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 like she's trying to like squish a bug. She has sneak attack, which will be triggered here.
Yeah.
So this damage, this damage will be flat. So. There you are. Got all my d6s in a row. And an additional 24 damage from sneak attack, and from Colossus Slayer, an additional
Oh, interesting.
3 damage. And from... No, there's something else here.
I was like, ranger, fighter, and rogue.
The queen was a lady of many talents. And yes, I remember now from... oh, actually... No, yeah, she failed her concentration save, so Hunter's Mark is down. So, so that's it then. So since sneak attack is not negated, and I don't think Colossus Slayer is. So an additional, so the 13 that's already at half. So 13 damage plus an additional 27 damage. And for her bonus action, where are you? I know you're around here somewhere. She has so many abilities, I need to keep track of them. Yeah, no, I can't just forget about the entire thing I've been setting up for her to do here. There we go. Bonus action, She is going to attempt to push you over the side. What's his? Does a 27 hit?
Gonna be right back.
Good.
I
What's
could
his?
just go from here.
Yeah. What's his? As she bam, 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 squishes into you. You initially feel fine, but then you start to feel warm blood running down your chest as black blood trails down your metal arms and organic chest as her teeth have been digging into you the whole way and tearing your upper torso apart. And as you're taking in that, Lucian, you see her whirl her head a final time before kind of spinning it around like an Olympic thrower, bashes it into What's-His stomach, and What's-His, you go careening over the side of the platform. Before
Oh my god.
you fall, let me double check what falling speed is.
Last time it was like a lot.
Yeah, 500 feet per round. So you fall before getting sucked back towards the gravity circle in the center of the field. And so basically you fall 500 feet down, but now the gravity is pulling you back up.
Holy shit.
That will be the end of it for now, but at the end of your next turn, if you don't slow yourself down, you are going to smash into that gravity sphere at terminal velocity.
Yeah. You could probably take it.
Oh yeah, probably. That is the end of her turn. It is now her canine companion's turn, who must make a wisdom save. 21 saves, it'll take half. But Lucian, you can go ahead and roll damage if you wish.
Okay. For Spirit Guardians?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it'll take half from this, but yeah, it does hit. It cannot do anything about getting hit at all, just it can lessen it.
Oh.
I thought Spirit Guardian, I thought Spirit Guardian was a dex one at one point. Either they changed it or I remember. I know it's not a dex, so just at least not right now.
No, yeah, like, it may have been at one point, then they updated it. How much damage?
23.
Thank you.
That's not, half.
Yeah, so half that to, oof. They are looking bad. They are about in the same state the last one was.
Oh.
Your necrotic creatures are tearing out wires, yeah, like we said last time, crawling inside of it and
Yeah.
ripping, like Ant-Man to Iron Man, just tearing apart
I
wires,
want one.
smashing
Can I have
motherboards.
Can I have like a scorpion crawl in the ear of like the dog and like mess with its brain?
Absolutely. You can see the creature's eyes start flickering and its jaw opening and shutting sporadically as a shadowy scorpion starts just stinging into its electronic brain.
And then I would like to say, like very lowly, to it, and like so that Kaloum can hear me through the dog. I'm gonna say, I'm imagining this is you.
With What's-His now out of sight, the dog is going to crawl through your creatures and attack you.
Okay, dokie.
Lucian, does a dirty 20 hit?
Let me check.
In the meantime, I'll roll its second attack while you're checking. Alright, if this one hits, that one definitely hits. So that's a dirty 20 on the first, 21 on the second.
Okay. They both hit. My AC is 14, so.
Alright, yeah, even with mage armor. Alright. From its bite, what do we need? From its little bitey bites,
Bitey butts.
little bitty bites, you take 9 piercing damage.
Okay.
And from its claws, you take
9. Oh,
an additional 14 slashing damage.
14. Okay.
Lucian, the dog fights through its malfunctions, lunges up, and it basically bounces up on you like an overexcited puppy, scattering oil and ichor all over you, and you have trouble differentiating them. As it jumps up on you, it claws down your chest, sending just trails of your red blood mixing with the black of Queen Zephyr, before finally it starts kind of trying to get its jaw around your head, but with the creatures biting on the inside of it, it's having trouble actually closing its jaw properly. But finally, as it's like clawing down your chest, kicking at your stomach, it gets its jaw around your scalp, and finally you hear this metallic, and it bites, like basically its teeth locked between your forehead and the back of your scalp, and just bites down. And you can feel the metallic servos lock in place.
I don't know why my first thought process like, just imagine the Phasmo bite.
You know, it's so funny you said that. That was literally what I was picturing to get that across. So yes, exactly that. That is the end of Puppo's turn. Lucian, you're up. Zephyr on deck. Top of the round.
So it's my turn?
Yes, and Zephyr
I'm
comes after
sorry.
you.
For some reason, I heard my name, but it didn't process, and then, like, there was silence, and I was like, oh, wait, that's me!
Yeah, no worries. So what you gonna do?
Okay, so the dog is, like, right on top of me, right?
Yeah, right up on you. Queen Zephyr is riding it.
You know what? Fuck it. I'm going to cast Inflict Wounds on the dog. I'm gonna grab it by like behind its ears, like you do like a bad animal, and just squeeze its head, and I will cast. How bad does he look?
Pretty bad. Like, again, about as bad as the last one did.
I don't think it's gonna take a large one, so I'll do it at 3rd level.
Alright, roll to hit.
Please give me a roll 20. This is like what I need right now. 15 times 8.
16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Yep, that hits. Roll damage. Or actually, what do you roll for your inflict wounds?
5d8. So it
Okay,
would
you
be
don't
40,
need to roll
40
like you're
damage.
gonna kill it no matter what, but you can if you just want to be fun.
Yeah, 40 damage, and
ahead.
I would like to say to him, I'm like gonna connect to like his fizzling out eyes, and I'm gonna drop the mask. I'm gonna completely drop the mask, and you can see the murder and hatred in her eyes as she says, I will kill you in the end.
But at that point, you just pump necrotic energy into the dog's skull as you rip it off of your scalp. It takes some of your hair with it. And gripping it between your hands, you pump necrotic energy into it with that final warning. And the creature crumbles in your grip, and your necrotic creatures burst free from the crevices and continue to swirl and circle as they focus their attention purely on Zephyr. The dog goes limp in your hands, all that's left being the remains of its skull and jaw. Anything else in your turn, Luce?
Yeah, I would like to get up. Use half my movement speed to get up.
No, you're not prone, you're fine.
Okay, and then for my bonus action, I'm gonna have my skeleton attack the VD.
Yep, easily done. Moves this way, and roll to hit.
Alright. Let me bring it up here so I know what I need to do. I rolled my D20 for this.
Alright, I'm back.
Hello. They've taken out both the dogs, and Zephydi's not looking good. But What's-His is falling to his death. Or rather, rising to his death, I guess?
18 plus 8.
Yeah, that hits. Roll damage.
Okay. 12.
Alright, 12 damage. Very good. Okay. Your skeleton crawls across the battlefield and raises its bony fist again as you tear apart Zephydi's mount, and she kind of tumbles to the ground. And as she's looking around in confusion, trying to figure out what happened to her weird, funny-looking horse, she looks up as your skeleton raises a hand and smashes her ichor skull into the ground. But you can see the ichor begin to ooze between its fingers to reform on top of its hand. Anything else on your turn, Luce?
I think that's all I can do.
All right. Zephyr, you're up. What's on deck?
Yeah. Well, what's is fine. So
yeah, no, he's gonna be fine. We know.
But I will, I guess, go up on.
Even if you die, honey, I can bring you back.
If we get
so, what would you like to do, Zephyr?
I guess I will just run up on it and give it a little stabbing.
Alright, and you move back in for another flank. You once again have advantage.
Oh, yeah. Multi-advantage. Yeah. 27.
That is a hit. Roll damage.
Alright. Wow.
Now, the only way to get multi-advantage is to have lucky.
Yeah.
But-
And you can still give me the full damage, but she's gonna uncanny dodge this.
See, I see. Not bad, not bad. 9 for the whisper piercing damage and 32 for the sneak attack.
All right. Plus 9.
For the purposes of uncanny dodge, does sneak attack count as part of the main damage?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Zephyr, as you crawl behind her, you can see she seems to have entirely dismissed you as a threat to her and is just focused on the elves, which is exactly how you like it. Gripping Whisper in both hands like a fucking spear, you charge behind her and jab it. And Lucian, you can see the tip of Whisper covered in ichor jut out of Zephydi's heart. She drops her head briefly in a fumbling motion before turning to look at Zephyr over her shoulder, holding up her skull with just this incredulous look on her face. It vomits ichor between the two of you. She doesn't look good at all.
I can clean that for you later if you want, Zappy.
Zephyr, anything else on your turn?
Hold on. Let's see this. Where is it? Where is it?
Yeah, sorting through your fucking item inventory. Just you're like fucking Solid Snake, I swear to God.
I'm actually looking through my stuff to see if there's a way that I can help Jeremy from not falling to his death.
Could, but I'd say so.
Nah, he'll be fine. Alright.
I was making sure I had to see you're using a bonus.
Actually, I might have an idea. I have an idea.
An idea, but
So, what you doing, Zeph?
the rapier is not considered light. That will end my turn.
Okay. What's his? You're up.
Oh. So what does this look like for poor Whatses?
So basically, you remember the impact to your stomach. You went flailing over the side. By the time you got your wits about you, you made it about 500 feet down before you stopped and then got yanked upwards, and you're now about to hit the underside of the platform the party's fighting on, where the gravity sphere is. It's sucking it towards you in a flux. And so basically, you're going to hit that as if you hit the ground.
Okay, so it's gonna hurt.
Probably.
Especially going that fast.
Yes.
I do have healing spells ready.
Yeah, but he has other stuff.
Do I have my boots equipped still? Inventory. Yes, my boots are still equipped. I want to activate my boots of flying.
There we go. Yeah, no, I literally pulled up like the falling damage to figure out how much damage you were gonna take, and I was like, what the fuck am I doing? What's is with a frantic click of your heels, you activate your rocket boots, but it's this trippy sensation of, from your perspective, you're basically flying upside down.
That's funny.
So you are no longer actively falling, but you're 500 feet below the platform. What would you like to do?
Well, I would like to wait to activate them until I'm closer, so I can still possibly get my turn in.
Closer? I don't.
I'm gonna tell you, either you activate them now or you hit the ground. Like, you won't be able to react fast enough if you get any closer.
Oh. Okay, how long would it take for me to fly up there to them?
Let's see, at your speed, you fly. I'm assuming you don't have any, like, double dash or anything, it's just flying and then you're dashing?
Yeah.
In that case, you would hit the top in...
5 years.
Nah, you'll, quick back of the napkin math, and by that I mean calculator. 6 turns.
Well, he'd rather not take the damage, so he will work his way up eventually.
Alright. Activating your boots to sustain yourself, you begin to slowly, again, very confusingly from your perspective, lower yourself to the ceiling so that you don't hit the ceiling too hard. It's so bizarre from your perspective.
Yeah, he's not very smart, so it's like, okay.
This fight is a roller coaster in every sense of the word. Alright. Zephyr is up. Loose on deck.
Don't forget Spirit Guardians.
Yep. Does a 10 save?
Nope.
Final use of legendary resistance, she succeeds.
Ah!
She doesn't get that no more until a long rest.
Yeah, she's used up pretty much everything she has that's limited. There's only like 2 abilities of hers I haven't gotten to use yet.
Yeah, she can grovel and beg.
Yeah, I know. I actually was legitimately trying to figure out, like, how do I make that tactical? But there wasn't really an opportunity.
Yeah, I guess the only way I can think about it is try to get the dog's advantage, but now...
Which she considered, but, like, What's-His kept ticking her off, so she kept attacking him.
Yeah. I was saying, that's kind of my thought process of that.
Yeah. Yeah, so, loose damage?
Oh, shoot, I forgot to do that. Or I did do that and I forgot to do it. No, I forgot to do it. Okay. For Guardian. 27 necrotic damage.
Oh shit, even with the halving. And it is her turn though. Let me check. Can she do that? This is the last thing she might be able to do to save herself. Nope, there's an attack. She can't do that. Lucian, how do you want to do this?
I'm just gonna have all of my creatures come around. Like one crawls out of the dog's ear, and they basically consume her in shadows, and just like devour her.
Gonna BRB again.
Yeah. Lucian, your creatures lunge from the dog and from the shadows to envelop Zephyr in shadow and begin to tear her to shreds, sending ichor splatters everywhere as she gives a final...
I just rather it for me.
Before... Lucian, as your creatures begin to disperse, You see one of her legs is still intact. You see this tube jut out from it. It unfurls into claws. A single stabbing point like Whisper's blade emerges. It stabs into what remains of the leg. And Zephyr begins to reconstitute.
God!
Yeah, I know what. I was like, wait, what the heck? And then I realized what.
I thought that you like because I could tell your reaction. Like I was like, does he remember that he had that?
Yeah, I mean, I remember it, but I forgot. I didn't realize. I guess it didn't click to me that she had that.
Using the self-injecting healing potion,
Yeah.
she heals and is back up.
Motherfucker!
But the question is, how much did she heal?
Well, you don't know.
I know, but the healing potion.
Yeah,
It was a
I'll
really
even
good
have
healing
Lucy.
potion.
I'll say that in character. Motherfucker!
Walk away. The creature, back up, is going to lunge at you, Lucian.
Motherfucker.
Whirling their head over their neck. They go to do the same thing they had done to What's-It, just bash, 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 bash. And she's gonna reposition. Zephyr, you get an attack of opportunity if you wish.
Yeah, she doesn't seem like she's attacking me, so sure.
Roll to hit.
Wow. 28.
That is a hit. Roll damage.
Hey,
She will uncanny dodge, so.
Oh, 7. Seven damage.
Oh, even with sneak attack?
Oh, I mean, I didn't apply sneak attacks. I think I don't get.
Oh, right, yeah, you already did it on your turn, right. Okay, so 7 damage. Well, but yeah, she already committed to using uncanny dodge, so. 3 damage. Alright, Zephyr, you managed to take a glancing shot at her leg as she literally begins to reform, leaving just splatters of ichor behind, crawl away from you, and Lucian, as they take shape beneath you, they reach up with their head and start to try and smash into you with it. First attack. However, because her mount is dead, she no longer has advantage.
Yeah.
Does a 29 hit?
Yep. Even if I did shield.
Natural 20, that hits.
I'm gonna negate that.
Alright, normal hit. And does a 16 hit?
Yes.
14, yeah.
Okay. So all 3 hit, the crit is negated. Sorry, doing some quick mental math. Yeah, okay. Alright. Alright. So normal damage on all of these. You, and you, please. Alright, Lucian, you take 20 slashing damage in total. And bonus action, she's gonna try and knock you over the side.
Oh.
This is her result. Just, if I can't deal with you, bagone.
That's a 28 to hit, and with superior critical, that is another crit.
Oh, I can negate that too.
Lucian, bash! You feel just this stunning impact against your stomach.
Ah!
Bash! In your chest now, the wind is knocked out of you. Bash! You feel your hair go flying, and you swear you can feel a tooth in your mouth get dislodged. Before finally, as you're stunned and stumbling backwards, Zephyr, you watch as your child spins its head around like a flail before sweeping it beneath Lucian's legs. The creature bites into Lucian's ankle and yanks, and Lucian, as your feet are literally yanked over your head, you go tumbling over the side and fall 500 feet down into darkness. You see Lucian fall 40 feet past you before you see above you the black and gold sphere pump, and Lucian suddenly orbits in place before starting to get yanked upwards towards you.
She is screaming the whole time.
Zephyr, as the last of your allies is knocked over out of sight, the creature slowly turns to look at you. All alone. And starts to walk towards you, dragging its skull behind it.
And nobody's there to hear it.
That is the end of Queen Zephydi's turn. Top of the round. Zephyr, you stand alone against the monsters as your allies are down below trying to negate falling to their death. Lucian.
Yeah.
Lucian, you're up. Zephyr on deck. Lucian,
I'm
slow
gonna
down your
get-
fall or you're gonna hit.
I have my broom of flying, bitch!
Alright.
I'm fucking pull it out of my bag and stick it between my legs and I can fly the fuck out of there.
Alright. Grabbing your broom of flying, you quickly maneuver to get it around yourself. And similar to Watts is, you have the disorienting experience of flying upside down with your center of gravity pulling you up, but you are no longer falling.
Alright, and I believe the broom of flying has its own...
Yeah, 30 feet.
Yeah, fly speed of 50. So at most you can move 100 feet.
Alright, so I'm gonna move 100 feet.
Alright, Watts is, you see Lucian screams as she falls past you before grabbing her broom, speaking the command word, and rocketing up past you, going twice as fast to try and speed her way back up to the battlefield, where you now know Zephyr stands alone. Anything else on your turn, Luce?
How can I see anything? Can I see the,
all you see is the bottom of the platform.
Alright, can I still have my, my spiritual weapon attack?
Let me check, actually. That was a good
but
question.
It doesn't stay, it goes away.
Let's see. So it's not concentration.
Yeah.
Within 5 feet of the weapon. Yeah, as long as it's within 5 feet, you can do it. So yeah, you can do that.
Alright, I guess I will use my bonus action to have him attack.
Roll to hit.
Yeah, also.
And I'm gonna say through my skeleton, I will have, because he did technically hear the thing say "not alone," and I will have the skeleton say "not for long."
All right, as your skeleton gives a bone-chilling
Yay!
roll damage, and she's gonna uncanny dodge to negate that.
That's 19, so double 19.
All right, so
Wait.
19 damage. So
Back.
hello. All right, so got just quick math on this one. Or actually, yeah, no, just be 19. Okay.
No.
Double bow.
Well, is a natural, or you get reactions before or after your turn?
That is actually a fair question. Let me check. Its response. Actions on the actions. I know what a reaction is. When do you get them back?
I thought it's usually
each turn
when you're
at the end of your turn. So yeah, she
Okay.
does have her reaction. So yeah, so she will half that into a normal 19. So, boop.
even with the double.
No, because remember, it's you 19, you crit,
19
you
was
roll
the-
that, but then uncanny dodge would half that back down to normal.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. That's where I was confused.
No worries. Your skeleton gives its bone-chilling warning and lashes out. Zephyr, you do see it scoops a chunk out of Zephydi's spine, but the refreshed monster continues to fight, smashing the ground between you and it as it tries to force you closer to the edge.
Yeah, I figured that's what I was trying to do.
Anything else on your turn, Luce?
I think that's all I can do.
All right, Zephyr,
Well,
you're up. What's his on
you
deck?
said you said I cannot see it, right?
No.
Can
No,
I
you just
see
the
Zephyr?
bottom of the platform. No, you just see the bottom of the platform.
Like, yeah.
Okay, that's all I can do then.
All right, Zephyr, you're up. What's his on deck?
Would they get shoved off too?
Yeah.
Yeah, they shoved Lucian over the side, so it's just Zephyr and the monster now.
Yeah, the monster's
Thought
gonna try-
Lucian was about to kill it.
Almost.
Yeah, she did,
I
but
did
Zephyr,
kill it.
Zephyr has that self-healing potion that revives him if he goes down.
Yeah.
Oh.
Just tell you
So
whatever
reaches
had to
back
use it.
up.
Yeah.
Zephyr, what do you do?
Yeah.
I killed it once, I can kill it again.
Yeah, let's see if I can, what I can do here. I will bonus action use an object, and I will potion of speed.
Oh shit, Zephyr's using the speed force! Zephyr, you uncork a potion and swig it down. Your child watches you cradling its head. Father.
God!
No.
No.
No. Yeah. No.
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 No! No!
Zephyr, with your plain denial. What do you do with the rest of your turn?
Mm-hmm.
In the meantime, for those who didn't get the reference, I'll send that GIF I was talking about.
It's about the no.
There we go. What's this? Since you didn't get the reference, that was the GIF
Oh,
I was
that one.
referring to. The monster was just doing that to you and Lucian.
Oh, that one. I thought you were doing the. Oh no.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what do you do, Zeph?
I was trying to find my potion of speed, but I don't know where I put it. Oh, there it
There's
is.
so many goddamn bags.
Yeah, I thought it was white, but it's not. Yeah. Well then I will I'm gonna go over here because I'm definitely not gonna be near the edge.
Yeah, that's fair. That is fair.
Yeah. And
Walk away.
wonder. It does specify allies, so I couldn't use it on myself. I guess I will attack it twice.
Ooh, roll to hit twice.
Mm,
Bam, bam.
There's no allies, so it's flat roll. Oh, natural
Uh-oh.
one.
Noted.
and dirty 20.
Dirty 20's a miss. Natural 1. It already used its reaction, so no opportunity attack. Zephyr, what weapon were you using?
Whisper.
Zephyr, as you lunge out with Whisper and plunge it into the creature, it stares down at it before its hand stickily grasps it, runs down its length, and hits the button at the end. As the parasol deploys in it, you can't pull Whisper back out. Whisper
Uh-oh.
is now stuck in the monster, and it yanks away from you. Still.
And not necessarily fun, but I have other weapons.
Anything else on your turn, Zeph?
I'm gonna have to make sure I note I don't have that because that lowered my AC. Whisper is gone, so my AC is now 18.
Oh shit. And yeah, your child has proven it's just as much of a little fucking sneak thief as you are.
Yeah.
Anything
There
else?
wasn't really much sneaky about it.
Yeah, well. She's a baby, she's learning.
Yeah. No.
Okay. What's this? I'm assuming just dashing up.
Change of plan.
Change of plans.
It's an action to drink a potion, correct?
For you, yes.
I'm going to drink a potion of superior healing. So that is 8d4 plus 8.
All right. You heal yourself for that much. You can roll that on your own time.
And then I'm going to deactivate the boots. I need to get up there quick.
Okay. Lucian, as you fly up past What's-Is, you see him watch you go by, kind of consider the distance between him and the bridge, down a potion of healing, and turn his boots off.
If you want, Jeremy, you can get on the broomstick.
But still, I don't think it's fast enough for him.
Nope.
Okay.
It's
What's-Is?
appreciated, though.
Anything else on your turn?
Does he get back up there, though? Like, how long does it take?
He's about to. He was about to, but it'll be the end of your turn when you hit it. But you'll be up there, just upside down. But is there anything else on your turn before I do the damage and you heal yourself?
Nope. That's it.
Okay. So, for every 10 feet. Yep, okay. You will take the maximum falling damage it is possible to take in Dungeons and Dragons.
And then I'm sure you were looking forward to this.
Not out of just like, oh, I like hurting the players, but just because I just legitimately like think it's a very underused D&D thing. So I'm much more curious, if anything.
Yeah, you could take like 10 damage.
Let me check one thing. Let's see, resistance to. Okay, yeah. So you're still raging, right? So this will be halved. So I will give you the full, but then half it for you. So I need to roll this handful 4 times. Okay. Halfway done. One more. And then half that to you take 34 bludgeoning damage. Lucian, as you see What's-Is deactivate his boots, he just goes careening past you upside down towards the ceiling. You attempt to reach out and catch him, but he rolls out of your way. What's-Is, you kind of curl into a ball and just prepare for impact. And Zephyr, you feel this just impact underneath you as What's-Is smashes into the gravity sphere at full force. What's-Is, it's the end of your turn. You're dazed, but you're just under the platform. I will move you on the battle map appropriately. Just bear in mind that you're upside down beneath it.
Yeah. So after impact, you're just going to hear from underneath. And here's What's-Is!
And Zephyr, you swear you can feel the gravity get kind of briefly lighter under your feet as he impacts the gravity sphere.
It's true, there's that whole safety measure.
It is now Zephydi's turn. Let me check something real quick. Yep, okay. Actually, wait. That is actually a good question. The wording on that is kind of vague. Okay. Zephyr, she's going to position here. Walk away! And smash into you. She's going to make all of her attacks be devoted to trying to push you over the side.
Oh.
Yeah.
Zephyr, does 17 hit?
Does not.
Okay. 1. Natural 20.
Okay. guess I will. I will uncan. Well, it doesn't hurt.
Yeah,
so.
she's not damaging you. She's just pushing you.
Yeah, so what I can do there.
Bam! You dodge the first strike, but without Whisper to block, you take the next one to the face and go sliding, and you can feel your head go over the edge, but the rest of you from the shoulders down is still attached. She takes a lumbering step towards you. Away! 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 And continues to just bash down on you. Does 12 hit?
Does not.
Final attack, bonus action. Does a 23 hit?
It does.
One final detail, though. Lucian, I forgot to ask you about this. It's something that, like, I know a lot of people forget. Concentration check on spiritual guardians to see if those are still up.
Well, it wouldn't
actually,
matter.
oh wait, yeah, they follow you, don't they?
Yeah, itself.
Yeah.
Oh, it says, yeah, it wouldn't be a factor anyway. Never mind. I mean, you can still roll concentration for when you get back up here, but for now, you're fine.
I'll just go ahead and do it.
Zephyr, with a final, like, golf club strike,
They're
the
gone.
creature knocks you over the side. Lucian, you see Zephyr go
Can I-
falling over the edge.
Can I use my reaction to catch him?
No, she knocked you on the opposite. I knocked him off the opposite side of the bridge from you.
Okay. Can I see
And-
him though?
Yeah, you see him fall. He falls 500 feet down, so he is currently 100 feet, or no, sorry, 50 feet below you.
Oh. Okay. Is it my turn?
No, it's still hers.
Okay.
So she positioned 5 feet, 10 feet, 15 feet. She is going to use the rest of her movement to move towards the exit.
Oh shit.
Well,
Oh shit, okay. God damn your speed, Zephyr.
I was like, if it still has the boots of speed, then yeah, it's gonna be 90.
That is the end of her turn. None of you can see what she's doing from here. Lucian, you're up. Zephyr on deck.
Alright, I would like to use my broom of flying to go catch Zephyr.
Alright, so that'll use the broom's initial flying speed, but you can do that. Zephyr, as you see go flying past What's in Lucian, you see Lucian turn in the air and fly down to you. Zephyr, do you allow her to catch you?
I offer him my hand.
Tempting. Sure, he will accept it.
Hey, character progress. Zephyr, as you hit the 500-foot limit of your fall and you feel the gravity surge in you, Lucian dives down towards you and catches you just before you go swirling into the abyss. Positioning you on the room of flying behind her, you are no longer falling. However, again, you have that disorienting sensation of being upside down. Lucian, that was all of your broom's movement, but you have saved Zephyr.
Okay.
Well, I won't go that far.
Yeah, baby steps. You have made Zephyr's life convenient. Anything else on your turn, Luce?
Do I have to see the creature to be able to move my
You
spiritual
would not have-
weapon?
First off, you wouldn't have enough movement speed for that thing.
Yeah, and yes, like you can't position it blindly. You can just attack things that are immediately near it, which she is no longer near it.
Alright.
Well, even then, you could not catch up.
Can I use my action and my bonus action to move? To see if we can't catch up to her?
You can try. So that's 100 feet in total. So you're now 400 feet from the bridge. It'll take you 4 turns to reach it at your current speed.
Okay.
Wait. Alright, so, Luce, you start flying back up. You get a little bit ahead of where you left off. Zephyr, you're up. What's on deck?
we're in the air. I don't really have a whole lot of air stuff.
Yeah, you're mostly ground speed. You are not the Tavadran Air Force, sadly.
I mean, I have one thing, but it just, I don't think it would fit. I don't think it really would fit in this room.
I don't
ominous.
think. Yeah.
Alright, so what would you like to do then?
I guess I will just sit in the broom and wait for,
Alright.
wait for it to get away.
Yeah, wait till you're back on ground level. Alright. What's as you're up? You're upside down beneath the bridge.
I want to walk to the edge so I can get back up on top.
Alright. Doot. Doot. That is boop, 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 boop. 15 feet of movement. You clamber up onto the side. Zephydi's gone. Nothing but ink splatters where she once was.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm fairly sure I know where she's probably heading towards the, because like she wants to get away. You go find the lady in white, which means she has to go towards the exit. So I'm gonna run towards the exit.
All right. I'll say so. 15 feet. What's your movement speed? 40.
It is 40 feet. Yes.
Okay, so at about 25 feet of movement, you reach the center of the bridge where she had been standing earlier. You're stepping over ink puddles, and indeed, you can see she is currently 35 feet ahead of you. She's already cleared the temple and is in that outer church pulpit area, and is just making a run for it in her own limping, gasping, choking way, stopping to vomit periodically.
So you said she's
35.
35 feet?
Yes. And you've used 25 feet of movement to get to the point where you can see her.
Oh, I got one better. Misty Step.
Yeah,
That covers 30 feet right there.
All right. Just next to her, I assume?
Yep.
Vanishing
Get away!
mist. You reappear outside the temple, and the creature, sensing your appearance, stops in place and turns.
Me. Smack.
Roll to hit. Alright, roll to hit.
The first one is a 29.
As a
And the
hit.
second one is a 25.
Both hit. Roll damage. Managed to just make her AC on that last one.
Yeah.
So 15 slashing on the first, and 18 on the second.
Yeah, it doesn't matter which one she uncanny dodges. What's his? How do you want to do this?
So as soon as I sneak up on her, and she turns around and sees me, I want to complete what I started earlier. Top of the head, down, clean in two.
Matthew, if you're talking, we can't hear you.
Sorry. The two halves, perfectly bisected, just hover in place for a second. Not even necessarily seeming to react to the bisection itself, before both halves turn to look at each other. And one plunges its claws into the chest of the other. Away! Away! The second half starts clawing at the neck of the other, and the two halves, bisected cleanly, tear each other apart.
Huh.
But as she no, I'm kidding.
Zephyr has other stuff now.
Yeah, nothing she inherited.
No.
So, after she's dead, I want to regain Whisper out of her corpse for Zephyr. And is there anything else on her that, I know her stuff is Ichor made, but is it usable?
Roll investigation, and we'll circle back to you.
Okay.
But that is the end of the combat. Zephyr, Lucian. It takes you about 30, 45 seconds to get back up top. But as you emerge, you see Zephyr and What's-His are gone. The last thing you saw was What's-His climbing up over the side and disappearing. But as you come in for a landing and the two of you get your feet back on solid gravitational ground, you see down the road, outside in the pulpit, What's-His stands over a puddle of twitching ichor, pulling Whisper free and investigating for any salvageable loot.
Yeah, that tracks.
What's his investigation? Noted. Zephyr, Lucian, what would you like to do?
I'd like to search the dogs. See if there's any useful information that I can get from that.
Roll investigation. Zephyr?
Zephyr has nothing.
Alright. Zephyr, with the battle over, you just stay in place and catch your breath as the elves loot.
But I will return Whisper to him first, once I see him.
Ooh.
Alright, Zephyr, you may add Whisper back into your inventory as What's-His. It's covered in ichor, but What's-His hands it back to you.
Yeah.
What's-His, from your investigation of the Queen's remains, you don't find anything that's salvageable. Most of it is, yeah, just ichor. But you do find that there is little flicks of flesh mixed in with the ichor. Similar to the other beasts you've encountered, there's like traces left behind. Like the previous ones where there was like skeletons left, this one just has little flecks of flesh. Even the skeleton didn't survive this one. Lucian, your investigation?
23.
Looking over Kaloom's constructs, you can see they, to their credit, are incredibly well made. But you do find a few notable things in them. The claws and teeth are enchanted, which is why they were able to carve through What's-His meditation. So, in theory, those are magical and useful in some way. But, more notably, inside the skull that your creatures had torn apart along with you, you see that there's a lot of machinery that the function is not obvious to you. However, there is one bit of machinery you definitely recognize.
Oh.
A lightning rod.
Hmm.
The reason you recognize that is because your father dabbled in similar technology for his experiments.
Hmm.
The design is very similar. The creature has a lightning rod built into its skull, kind of jutting out its neck like Frankenstein bolts.
As in, that's how it gets its power source?
You don't know. You just know that it's definitely made to absorb lightning. You're not sure to what end.
Hmm.
However, you also notice that the claws have the most obvious enchantment, but you can see the endoskeleton appears to be enchanted as well. It appears Kaloom is mixing magic into his creations.
So he is using magic.
So you can see that the endoskeleton, claws, and teeth are all have various enchantments, and the skull has a lightning rod of Elefakirian design built into it.
How good are the enchantments? Can I tell?
Roll Arcana.
Okay.
In the meantime, anything from Zephyr? What's this?
Just gonna gather up what's left of Queen Petiti as I can to take back to the original Ostley.
Hey.
Put her back to rest as well as we can.
Okay, which, yes, Nikong looks to you gratefully as she helps you gather up what's left of her, and kind of bowing her head in respect as she does so. Even the Alliance would not stoop so low. Thank you. It is not the form she would have wanted, but it is the rest that she deserves. And she will walk back into the tomb to place it back into the sarcophagus.
There's no need for thanks. This was personal.
That much we could gather. Think you lot might be some of the few in Yav that hate these guys more than us.
You have no idea.
We can guess. So, Cersei looks to her allies and to all of you. What do we do now?
Well, you go first.
No, please.
Oh, well, we have business in, with dealing with Barbaris. You're more than welcome to join us. It will be very enjoyable, I can guarantee it.
As nice as that sounds, we'll accompany you part of the way, but we actually have business in Adderald. Corvus went ahead of us to investigate. I think we should regroup with him before we join the war front.
Understandable. Who knows? We might get this done and over with by the time you get here.
Try not to have too much fun without us.
Indeed. Oh, believe me. Even if I do have too much fun without you, there will be lots more to do.
Fighting never stops around here.
It's yours.
And I love it here.
Me too.
Well, I guess let's get back to the outside at the very least. Don't suppose anyone remembers the way out?
I did memorize. So could I lead them back out?
I'm double checking actually. In the meantime,
because of keen mind.
I was gonna say, maybe our vampire friend, I can't remember the other term for him, might be able to help us find the way out.
Yeah, but I know the way, right, Matt?
Yeah, I'll say between the keen mind, you know which way is north, and that you can recall anything you've seen. Yes, I'll say you can remember the way out.
Remember the way out perfectly. We don't need that. No offense.
Okay.
She smirks at you, but gives you that kind of hand gesture of by all means.
All right.
Otto looks to you, Zephyr, as you kind of shake some of the ink off of Whisper. Well, did you find anything useful out at least?
The most useful thing that we found, I think... I mean, he is using magic, so that confirms a couple of my suspicions.
He kind of glances to Zephyr, but when Zephyr doesn't respond, he gives a shrug. Well, I suppose that's fair enough. If this... And he kind of fiddles with some of the machinery curiously. If he's
how well is the magic? I got a 23 off of that.
You can tell it's not an enchantment that's impossible to pull off. It's actually a fairly common one, but it is a fairly it's think of it as like a middle of the road enchantment. Like it's something that a lot of enchanters can do, but it's still very useful. Specifically, it gives the things it's enchanted with resistance to other magical effects.
Okay.
So basically, you can tell
it's a common one. It's a common one, but it's a good one.
Yeah, it's all reliable. You can see that basically the machines are designed in such a way to resist any spells coming at them and then cut through magical protection of others. It's a real double-edged sword in the sense that both ends point at you.
Yeah.
And imagine if What's get his arms made like that. You know how much fun he could have with that.
Yeah, punch people.
You could take a couple of levels of monk.
Well, like I said, I did confirm that he is using magic, so like I said, that's confirmed a couple of my theories. I did find it interesting that Zephyr was able to make an Icarus like that. That couldn't have worked. I mean, biologically speaking.
Well, actually, it makes sense, even though, Dr. Knight said that we are stable. If it's not compatible by at least 50%, it'll still not work, regardless of the stability of what we are.
Well, that's not exactly what I mean. What I mean is that even though they were like super, super incompatible, and also she told us that we were no longer contagious.
No, she said she could make us not contagious, but that she didn't do so yet. But she could eventually.
That she said she did with the stabilizer.
Okay, can I, because it's been within the month, can I recall exactly what she said?
It actually has been a little bit longer, but roll history.
Okay.
Remember, you had downtime between then and now.
I get a +10 in history. So. 26.
You recall that, yes, she had lowered how infectious your blood is. However, she had made the specification that until she does further research, she cannot completely stop your blood from infecting other bodies. What she can do is make it so that even if the infection spreads, it doesn't do anything. It doesn't basically try to overtake the host's blood.
Basically make Icarus, but instead it'll make people.
Yeah, essentially her theory, which she outright said, she has no testing of this, it's just purely a theory. In theory, if someone got infected with your blood, it would stay in their systems until they died, at which point the blood would run its normal process, but that's a lot more manageable than it happening all at once.
Okay, but what did she specify if it was a dead body?
She hasn't tested it. She has no idea herself.
I guess she would really have no way to know. But it is interesting, and I will be writing her.
Yeah, of course. Pass on what you learned. That way y'all can work on it together.
Yeah, I don't trust her.
Why not?
Yeah, you don't trust anybody.
Well,
not
that's
really.
True, but I trust her less than most people, or even... I believe she's got ulterior motives.
Speaking of not trusting people, what made you say not to trust Lucy?
I mean, because you probably would trust him as he's your brother, but
I mean, do you trust your brother?
Who?
You trust Caleb.
Yeah, because his brother's not in the Star Concord.
What? No. I mean, nothing to do with anything of that. I trust Caleb as much as I trust Lucifer.
That's not exactly comforting.
Well, credit for consistency.
And tells me nothing. So.
Well, he answered your question. Apparently, if it was his brother, he also wouldn't trust him.
Let's just get out of here.
Lead the way.
I don't know if this is like a character thing that I want to do. She just like does that wry chuckle that people do when they're right, and just turns away and leads us out.
Zephyr, what's is, as soon as Lucian passes her by, you can see Cersei kind of smirk and shake her head and kind of roll her eyes before following behind. Does anyone have any final business in the tomb of Pendidi before Lucian leads you to the exit, hopefully?
Hopefully.
Okay. Making your way down the slopes of the pyramid. You can see at this point, the sun is well beginning to rise. But, thankfully, Lucian's keen mind does serve you well. She takes you to the boundaries where the gravity well flips. You cross to the other side and manage to wind your way through the maze-like structure before finally returning to where ground meets pyramid. Nikong, using her great height, stretches out and hits a button on the gravity lock, and similar to how it had been done before, flips in place and finds her footing on the ground below. Do the rest of you follow?
Yep.
All right. One by one, you all flip to regain your bearings, back on solid ground at last. And as Nikong turns, she hits another button and locks the tomb back in place as the gravity orb locks back into its default state. Thank you, my comrades. You have aided my people greatly here. I suppose... Well, I suppose the pardon can wait until we at least get to Adderall. Once we're at the Boer border, we can split up there. I'm good with that.
Yeah. You guys are cool.
Cersei kind of gives a playful, like abashed expression and puts a hand on her chest. You flatter me.
Lucy kind of like does that bombastic side eye, like, I didn't mean you.
She just grins wickedly back at you. At this point,
I take note of her sharp teeth.
Lucian, you take a level of exhaustion. The sun has come up. Everyone else has at least gotten a short rest in Zephyr's case and a long rest in What's-His case. So, with that said, Lucian, with a point of exhaustion, the sun is rising. You can see the Badlands stretching around you. During the previous night's watch, Lucian took over first to keep the watch, and then midway through her watch, she realized what was going on and woke you up. So, that said, as the sun rises, you can see the pre-Osli kind of look at the rising sun, seemingly both surprised and kind of disappointed at the fact that they're up this early, but they turn to look to all of you. Well, if we are to stay together until we reach the boundaries of our enemies, where do you wish to go from here?
Which way would be more convenient?
By what metric?
Like going where we're going to go see Barbaris towards Adderall, I guess.
Well, there's only really one direction to go to do that, and that's north.
Okay, so we'll go north. Wait, didn't we say that we were going to meet up with Caleb at the docks or something?
Docks?
Yeah, we were supposed to meet him. Can I remember where we were supposed to meet him?
You know what? I got one better for you. Why don't you just message him?
Sure. I
Get it
will
straight
message
from the horse's mouth.
Yeah, I'll message Caleb.
Alright. And that's actually perfect timing, because Caleb, at this point, we are pretty much exactly where we left you off last time. You are just waking up from your long rest.
Do you want that message?
Lucian, what message do you send to Caleb as he rises from his rest?
Good morning, sunshine. Just so you know, we're fine. Had some trouble. Where exactly are you right now?
Well,
That's my message.
oh god, is Caleb's part
Yes.
response have to be within a certain? Oh
Yeah,
fuck me. give me a
25
second.
words.
I'll keep track of it. Just say whatever you're going to say, and I'll cut you off whenever you reach the limit.
Well, I had to improvise. We should be there pretty soon. We should. Hold on, cancel that. Where exactly were we going? Is it like south of Teodana?
Yeah, last time I asked you, you said that, yeah, you wanted to basically hit the inlet that's south of Toradana and Adderald, since you didn't want to come at Toradana directly from the coast.
Yeah, at least not right now.
So, yeah, basically you're going to be at the inlet that's north of Bullhammer.
We will be just north of Bullhammer. That should be within the count.
Yeah, actually, that's just at the limit.
Is it? I counted like 20.
I may have miscounted slightly, but basically you're close, but it definitely fits. So, Lucian, you get Caleb's response. They will meet you at the inlet north of Bullhammer, which
Alright,
is
so
not too far from you.
alright, so it looks like we're going north of Bullhammer towards the city. To meet up with Aggie, I suppose. I hope.
Aggie?
My girlfriend. You know, Agnes Sundragon.
Oh, she's taken another lover.
Yeah, I just recently learned that, actually.
What do you mean by another? This sounds interesting.
The cat girl, Shadow Lily's daughter, the president.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
apparently they're dating or something.
I thought it was just she was interested in her, but they weren't officially
No.
together.
Oh, no. They're together. I had no idea.
Interesting. Well, you clearly know her well. Lead the way.
She just like makes that disgruntled noise. And she just leads them
Or
north.
in obsession.
I hadn't noticed.
Yeah, it's hard to tell sometimes.
Her back is to you guys, but if this was an anime, you guys would see her like blushing.
Yeah, I imagine the blush lines and also that thunder cloud.
Yeah.
All right. Zephyr, any objections to heading north?
Nope.
Okay. Gathering what meager supplies you have left, you all begin to make your way north towards the coast of the Blackened Sea, where it laps at the shore.
If I tell you guys which way is north, could one of you carry me so I can sleep? I'm really tired.
I can carry her.
Wait, which one? Which one first volunteered to carry me?
Cersei, technically. Options.
This is the most.
Which one she
So,
doesn't like.
the worst two options.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's like you have an option between salt or rat poison. In your mind.
The lady did say it's first. I will accept.
Don't worry, I'll make sure you're comfortable.
I'm
And
too tired to care.
luckily, I'm not tired enough to not carry. And she will
You
quite
not
literally sweep you off your feet.
Do you not have to sleep?
I do, but very rarely. I think it's like, as long as I eat properly, like once a month, maybe.
Lucian looks like, that wouldn't be too bad. I can get a lot done.
Everyone thinks that at first. Alright.
I think she's talking about more of a
It was an
you know,
expression, but I'm sure she can read the expression very
not
well.
having to eat. I should save money. Great weight
Well, no,
loss program.
I actually mean I could get a lot done if I didn't have to sleep.
My point stands.
I'm already insane. What's more?
That we can agree on. She kind of adjusts you in her grip. Come on, let's meet up. From the sounds of it, we're getting reinforcements?
Yes.
She gives a nod, seeming satisfied by that.
Alright, I'm gonna take a nap. I'm gonna take a long ride. Because I'm exhausted.
Now, Lucian, you collapse. And as you guys make your way to the shore from the west, and Caleb makes his way to the shore from the east, this description will apply to both of you, just seeing it from your different perspectives. As you cross out of the Badlands that were once Pendidi, and you're now in what has basically always been Barbaris territory, at least since Barbaris has existed. What's is, for your reference, this territory from this point on used to be Gyogran territory, before their gradual erosion of the land caught up with them.
A lot of places used to be Gyogran.
Yeah, I remember the entire west coast was Gyogran back in the day. But that said, you begin crossing into what is now known as the Scorpius Desert. As you all approach the desert from your various angles, you see what stretches out before you. It's similar to the Badlands in that you see the occasional bushel of growing cacti and grasses that are maintaining their health despite the poor soil. But this territory, both back in the days of Pendidi, in the days of Barbaris, and even in the days of Gyogr, was never exactly desirable. Most of what's out here is old relics. Relics that were old even when the Gyograns got there. Civilizations that once lived here before simply not being able to endure the conditions any further. What lies out here is a mystery to most. Very few make treks out here without business, and very few who have business return. Caleb, your people, at least coming from the south, have never been here. As mentioned, Bullhammer has always been just a wall between your people and the rest of Barbaris. So officially, this is the furthest expedition Tebadra has ever made into Barbaris as you hit the shore of the sands. Looking around you, it's mostly sloping dunes, patches of thick grass and cacti that are just bunching together and weathering the storm. The skies are thankfully clear, and for the first time since the Yavik spring began, it's actually fairly warm. Reminds you a lot of being up in Sundragon, but not quite as beating down on you. Zephyr, the heat is more minorly uncomfortable than outright discomforting. relics of civilizations long past dot the sands. But in the distance, Lucy and Zephyr, you see...
So I was going to note that Caleb wants to leave the ship somewhere so that it won't just be, like, stumbled upon, so they can come back to it if they need it later.
Okay, do you have any, like, ideas in mind of where to put it?
Just wherever it would be, like, unless you were looking for it, you wouldn't find it.
Alright. And I'll also throw you a bone and say that, you can, like, park it a little ways out of a cove, because there is a cove nearby, thankfully. You can park it a little ways out from that, so that even if someone stumbled on it, which, again, would be hard given the cove, and the fact that, again, nobody lives out here, they would also have to swim/row out to it. So, yeah. You see...
I assume it has boats, right?
Yeah. Most of them had been taken by the sailors, but there is still a few remaining. So with that...
All the troops just have to swim.
Well, I mean, they can make multiple trips.
Just ferry people.
Mm-hmm. You all see a Wyson galleon in the distance. Presuming that to be Caleb's arrival, you begin to cut your way northeast to the cove. And Caleb, as you're finalizing the preparations for boarding, and all of you are finished with your trek across the desert, it's about mid-morning to midday. Many of you are exhausted. The desert trek was unforgiving, and there's definitely sand in your shoes, What's-is. But you see Caleb rowing from the boat, along with his father's companion, and the closest militia acting as the rowers. And finally, as the boat scrapes up against the sandy shores of the Scorpius Desert, the party is reunited at last. Caleb, you see the party is covered in wounds. Many of them are leaking black, and they definitely went through a fight.
Lucian's on the back of the Nosferatu, just passed the fuck out.
Caleb's just like, well, good to see that you managed to get into the same trouble as usual. Oh, wait, what the fuck? I just realized that GIF I sent is not what I thought it was.
No, I thought that was pretty appropriate.
Oh.
Yeah, I like that, honestly. Pocket sand.
Okay, hold on, that threw me completely off.
No worries.
I guess it's good to see that some things never change even when I'm gone.
Yeah, we always manage to get into some kind of trouble. Doesn't matter who's there, who's not. Trouble still finds us.
So who's this now?
Who was talking?
Cersei.
Yeah, they're asking who you are.
Oh. The name's Caleb. Just had the little diversion. Had to improvise, you see.
I get it. She kind of glances to you, glances to the distant ship. You can see her smirk a little bit as she seems to clock that, yeah, whatever you are, you're not from Wyson. And Otto kind of nudges her, and they're Tevadrians. They're here to help us out. Well, good to see we have friends in the low places.
I'll have you know that those are sometimes the best friends to have, because they'll get things done that others won't.
Well, I didn't say it was an insult, sweetie pie. Many of my best friends come from low places. I think Corvus would like you.
Who's that?
Our shaman. He went ahead to check out Adrold, see how the war front was going. We're planning to meet up with him later. Speaking of, she kind of adjusts her grip on Lucian and looks to you, and holds her out like a fucking basket of groceries. Mind taking her off my hands?
Yeah, I got her.
She hands Lucian off to you and kind of pats you on the shoulder. Your friends were a big help, and it's nice to see we've got some reinforcements. I don't know what things are like on the war front. I haven't seen it yet, but if we haven't won yet, things must be pretty dire.
Yeah, I decided that we should head that way. Besides, my people, they They don't like empty spaces. They like having towns to, find some good stuff.
You can see Nikong her nose kind of twitches, but she otherwise lets it pass. But she does give you a nod. Well,
Is Volpine and Goody around?
they are still on the ship helping get everyone aboard, but your immediate militia is with you.
Okay. I'll have to discuss it.
And his companion.
I have to discuss it with Volpine and Goody.
Well,
but I'm thinking the best maneuver would be for us to, if I understand the Barbaris correctly, there should be more towns around if we go meet up with the army instead of trying to attack from an empty desert where there's no signs of life.
Perhaps. But whichever way you take your soldiers, I suggest you tell them to move quickly. While we have no reason to believe that Bullhammer knows of you, in our attempts to aid your companions, we were spotted. They'll be sweeping this way by nightfall, I predict. So as soon as you're ready to move, I suggest you do so.
Alright, then once we have everyone over, we will. And Caleb will, I guess if there's any boats that aren't being sent back already. Do all the boats need to be sent back right now, or
you can tell them to stay. There's 2 boats at your disposal. One
okay,
of which is already heading back, but there's 1 left.
Alright, once we get everyone off, we'll stash the boats somewhere so they can't get to the ship.
Very well.
It could be useful later.
Oh, I'm inclined to agree. In my line of work, you learn to never turn down free resources. Speaking of, and he looks to you, Zephyr, and holds out a little pudgy hand. It's been nice having some help along the way. Thanks for getting us this far. We'll get out of your hair, or scales, at any rate. When Zephyr doesn't respond, he kind of awkwardly flicks his fingers before pocket puts it. Oh, go ahead.
He kind of looks at the hand awkwardly and how can I do this? How can I
make this weird?
Nah, yeah, why not? I mean,
yeah, that's pretty on brand actually.
Yeah, let's make this weird. I'm gonna accept this handshake and then I'm gonna bring him in for a hug.
This is new.
Yeah,
and lick his ear, wet willy.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna pickpocket him.
You did what?
Really?
Yes.
No way.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Okay, roll sleight of hand.
Alright. I almost rolled a natural 1, but it was not. So, 30.
You heard Jeremy's giggle from here.
Yeah.
You fucking dingus.
Who's he pickpocketing?
Otto, the former rogue of the Osley.
I mean, I feel like that would be like a mark of shame as a rogue that you got pickpocketed.
I mean, by another rogue, it's understandable. Now, if a barbarian pickpockets, I'd be like, yeah, he probably should rethink it.
Like episode 1.
Yeah, and for what it's worth, I will point out, Zephyr only barely succeeded.
Oh.
Zephyr's just a better rogue.
Well, I mean, actually, yes, Zephyr is 1 level higher than him. Actually, 2 levels now. Zephyr, you have to go slow. You suspect that as a rogue himself, he is fairly perceptive, but you are able to begin rifling through his pockets. Since you don't have all the time in the world, I will say that you can tell he has 3 short swords, a dagger, and I think that's all he's got. Oh, and you can feel that he has 4 vials of some kind, and I'll say that's the only stuff that you'd be able to take if you try. Oh, and you do feel a box that you recognize as thieves' tools. So, yeah, 3 short swords, dagger, and, yeah, 4 vials of potion of some kind, and a set of thieves' tools. What do you want to try and take?
Well, having a set of thieves' tools would be nice, but I don't really need that. And he probably needs it more, just, out of character. But, I guess I'll take the potions. Or the...
Roll a d4.
D4. That'll be a 2.
A 2? Oh my, of course you get that one, you motherfucker. Zephyr, you won't know what it is yet, but you may add a potion of invisibility to your inventory.
Nice.
I love how defeated he sounds.
Because, I was like, okay, 2 of them Zephyr would probably think is useless, and the other one is something he already has. Surely he won't get the one that he would definitely use, right? But yeah, you may add a potion of invisibility to your inventory. You doink a potion off of his belt as you bring him in for a hug. For his part, you do see him squint a little bit as he pulls away from you. He definitely is suspicious, but after a moment, he looks and sees that at least his most immediate valuables are to hand, and kind of gives a shrug. Well, that was nice. I guess you do have a friendly bone in your body. Somewhere. What's his Nikong plants her sword and gives you a deep bow. It has been an honor fighting alongside you, Colonel of Gyoga.
Yeah. Same to you. It was quite fun.
Quite. Take care of your comrades, and they shall take care of you in turn.
That is very true. I will do my best.
Cersei looks to the sleeping Lucienne and just kind of smirks and tousles her hair. Keep an eye on this one. She still has some growing to do.
Yeah. I'm sure if you wanted, she would probably like it if you bit her.
Probably, but, well, everyone thinks that at first, like I said.
No, do it, please!
It was... well, thanks for the help. We'll rejoin you on the war front once we've regrouped Corvus. See what the situation is in Atherald and go from there. You guys... take care of the allies we have. We need all the help we can get.
Yeah, we'll do our best.
With that, the former Osli leave your presence and make their way further north, heading a little bit westward from the direction you're going.
I do have a question, though.
What's that?
Caleb's dad.
Yes.
From when we fought with Lucifer and the Hound, I remember that he had a very specific wound that we gave him. Wasn't I think Lucian got him on the face or something?
It wasn't a wound she had given him, but that he had basically fallen on his face when he went into the well and Lucian knocked him loose. You can see that he has a dull. You can see Kayla's father has a dull bruise around his eye that looks like it's fading.
And do I remember what the other wounds that he'd gotten during that fight?
I will.
That would be visible.
I will say that much like you guys, any wounds, let's assume your theory is correct. Any wounds he had sustained would have healed just like you guys would have, unless you give him a permanent scar, which none of you did.
Okay.
Bernard sees you studying him and kind of gives you a wink and blows you a kiss. See something you like?
You never know.
I'll try anything once. Speaking of, he kind of stretches a bit and looks down to Caleb with a grin. Nice to see the band back together. What's our plan from here? You guys look like you've been through it, but from the sounds of it, we don't exactly have time to stop.
No. Next step would probably be going straight to the war front in Barbaris. We've dilly-dallied long enough.
From the looks of it, you've had a bit more dally than dilly.
Yeah, had a run-in with a very tough vicar beast. Some idiot tried to revive Petiti.
Hey, you mean that hot bitch?
Let's just say her revival wasn't so hot. Think tiny body, giant head, really fond of trying to bite you to death.
That sounds kind of funny, actually. Yeah.
It was amusing when it wasn't trying to, bludger to death with her head.
Well, good work on your part then, mates. Last thing this world needs is more of those things running around. We'll get the boys ready to move and make sure that our trip home isn't compromised. Meantime, you lot don't have any business, so just keeping a lookout. We may not be the only things out here.
No, I can highly assure you we are definitely not the only things out here.
Ass's ticket. I'm inclined to agree. I'll keep watch.
I'll help.
He kind of gives you a playful salute. Ray, you and Cub make sure that the troops don't drown trying to get to us.
Okay. Caleb was like, "Oh, I got just the thing for that." And I think he actually does. He'll put the manta ray cloak back on. If anyone falls in, they can get them.
That's my boy. He kind of tousles your hair playfully with his organic hand.
Once you have everyone across, we should leave immediately.
Right. Everyone, it's going to take us some time. Anything you need to stop to do, I suggest you do it now.
Lucian snores.
Well, step in the right direction. Alright, let's get this done. Make sure that the Bullhammerins don't sneak up on us.
I guess while they're shipping people over, Caleb will just keep watch with the cloak. See if anyone falls in and can't swim, he'll help them.
Noted.
And I'll go about 40 feet up into the air and keep an eye out from above.
Are you
less like
in town first?
I don't know how common swimming skills are among Tibadrians.
Not really at all. The one big body of water near you is not exactly safe to swim in, as you know. Alright, so what's his...
No, Lucian is still in his grip.
Oh my god.
Well, where does she want me to put him? On the dirty ground?
It's better than trying not to fall from the sky when you lose your grip.
It's gonna be one of those falling. It's gonna be one of those falling dreams, just constantly.
All right. What's his? Keeping a grip on loose. You take to the skies. Roll perception. I'll get back to you. Caleb, you stay with your troops and carefully keep watch. What's that?
Can I cast guidance in my sleep? You're muted.
No, he was asking me a question while he was muted, so I was answering it. He's just asking if he gets advantage, but he doesn't.
I was asking if I could give guidance in my sleep.
Not in your sleep, no. Sleep or spells, one or the other.
Sleep.
Okay. Zephyr, anything you would like to do?
So there's a boat already, right?
Yeah, there's 2 boats that are ferrying Tibadrians back and forth.
I'm just gonna head on the boat.
Okay. Caleb, you act as an aquatic protector for your troops, circling them like a very cute shark from below. ensuring that none who fall meet their watery grave. What's is, with Lucian carried carefully, you watch over the surrounding desert from the skies, and Zephyr, as you climb aboard a boat, the Tebadrin who's rowing kind of looks at you a bit strangely, but doesn't think too much of it, and rows you to the Metal Ghost. What would you like to do once you are taken to the ship?
Who went to the ship?
Zephyr.
I'm gonna go find, like, the crew's quarters.
Okay. Real quick, what's is your perception?
14.
Noted. I'll circle back to you. Zephyr, you have a few hours to kill, so if you're not on a time crunch or anything. Searching the ship high and low, you eventually come across the crew's quarters. Just a long hall with hammocks hanging from it so that the sway of the sea does not disrupt the sailor's sleep. What do you wish to do from here?
I'm gonna go find a hammock, and I'm just gonna go lay down and probably see about taking a sleep.
Alright. Zephyr.
I didn't see it, but I'm.
Is he going to sleep?
Yeah, he's just going on the ship to take a nap. Zephyr, you hop up into one of the hammocks. It's huge for you. And you circle around like a fucking iguana getting comfortable before falling into a short rest. What's is from the sky, looking around. Thankfully, at least for now, you appear to be alone. If there is anyone looking for you, you can't see them. Although, granted, remember, patches of grass that are hideable and dunes and hills that give cover, but at least that you can see, nobody is alerted to your position or seems to be concerned about the coast.
Okay, and I will stay up there for about right before my boots run out. And then I will like use the last few seconds to get down and then fall like the last 10 feet.
Easily done.
And that'll be Lucian's wake-up call.
Lucian, you get a long rest.
Yay.
Zephyr, you get a short rest. Caleb, you and Watts has got plenty of sleep, so you're not exhausted, although you likely will be after pushing through the night. Over the next few hours, Tebadrins, just in groups of, in like dozens at a time, are deposited onto the desert and join the King's Regent in monitoring the surroundings. You can hear them already gossiping amongst themselves about the loot they're hoping to see in Toradana. Zephyr, you are left undisturbed for about 4 hours before a Tebadrin kind of lightly nudges you. Oi, Your Majesty?
Yes.
Sorry, just wanted to let you know, last of the boats is about to leave. You want us to get you to shore?
I just love how disgruntled he sounds.
Oh yeah, to be fair, imagine he has gone over 24 hours with only 2 naps to his name.
It's plenty enough for me, but you know. I will. Y'all can go on ahead. I will see y'all there.
Are you sure? From the sounds of it, we're gonna be marching pretty soon.
This guy don't realize.
I mean, depending on how fast y'all can steer those little rows, I'm pretty sure I might beat you to the shore.
Well, if you're sure. Just try and be careful, alright? And he will, kind of putting his hands together in a motion of respect, back out of the crew's quarters. So, Zephyr, I guess, for my reference, how long are you intending to sleep?
As much as he's just kind of, now that he's like all awake, he's just gonna be like, kind of like look almost at the ceiling for a few minutes.
I've been there.
And then just kind of get up and start heading out.
Oh, okay, I see. Zephyr, after resting for a few moments, you take a moment to just get your bearings before hopping out of the hammock and making your way to the top deck. You can see that the longboat is being lowered down into the water with the final contingent of Tebadrons aboard.
I guess I'll see them down. I mean, I won't join them. I'll see them. I'll just like look at them as they go down.
Zephyr, you watch over the side as they lower themselves. You can see one of them, a blonde-haired elvish girl, dressed in a black cloak, kind of pauses the descent briefly, but the one who had woken you up kind of waves a hand to get her attention. No, he said we'd just keep going. She looks at him like he's stupid for a moment before just shaking her head like, okay, and keeps the boat going down until it gently bobs into the blackened sea, and the crew kicks off of the boat and begins to row to shore.
Yeah, let's see if we can have some fun here. Let's see, I think it's at dawn, so... Oh, no, it's until you finish a long rest. Zephyr will kind of climb down as he's going to, put his feet on the water.
Zephyr, as the boat begins to row away, the Tebadrons just watch you as you scuttle down the wall of the ship like a gecko, and kind of tentatively placing your booted foot out, you step on the water, and the water does not yield to you. You stand atop it as if it were solid ground. Oh, that's His Majesty for you.
Alright. And I would like to, I guess, I'll use, I don't know how much time I have of the boots of speed, but I will use whatever time I can on the boots.
Yeah, easily done. Like a basilisk lizard, you trot your way past the ship, past the rowboat, and out to where the Blackened Sea meets the Scorpius Desert. And Caleb, after several hours of rowing and effort, the sun is about getting past noon, so it will be beginning to set shortly. The last of the Tebadrons, along with your brother, join you ashore. The Tebadron army has circumvented Bullhammer and is ready to flank.
Caleb will, I guess, he'll quickly gather Volpine and Goldie since they're the actual generals and all that.
Yes.
And he will suggest his plan that they move to group up with their allies, which would also mean they'll be heading in the direction where there are actual settlements to be raided.
Volpine licks his lips, his tongue trailing across his teeth. Goody, seeming a little unnerved, but he does kind of drum his fingers against his crossbow.
Do you have concerns?
No, Your Majesty. Just, itchy trigger fingers all. Been a while since we've had a good raid, I reckon. He grins at you.
I'm guessing we'll have to probably organize people into groups.
Yeah, splitting up out here until we got control of the land probably ain't the best idea. For now, how about we get to the war front? If what I'm hearing from the troops is true, we got a ambush heading our way if we're not careful.
I guess once we meet up with them, we could decide how best we can send out people to raid to keep them satisfied. I'm assuming they're probably getting antsy.
Well, being this close to the capital's gonna tide them over for a while, but you'll have to read the room for yourself from there.
It seems like most of them trust you. I figured you might have a pretty good idea for how they're feeling.
He seems a little taken aback at that, but after he kind of stabilizes himself a bit. Well, yeah, they're eager to get to the front lines. More eager than I've ever seen it to Badrin, I reckon. But if we stay there too long, they might start getting fidgety. He thinks for a moment before. If you're wanting my advice, Your Highness, I'd say once we get to the war front, we'll have to decide what to do. If you think we can take the city, then we'll pass word to the troops and they'll be ready to move. But if we have to stay in a siege for too long, people are going to start leaving, heading to the other settlements on their own, whether you tell them to or not.
That's why I'm thinking we'll need to maybe organize some kind of rotation. Have groups that could go out and raid, maybe even cause enough disturbance to help us on the front.
You think Barbaris considers his outlying settlements something to protect?
Well, large cities need food supplies.
They have a population, don't they?
In my experience, people that aren't here don't consider that a food source.
He kind of rolls his eyes, but you can see he has a grin on his face. But if you think the city can be taken once we get there, well, that much loot ought to tide him over for a while. Honestly, it'll be harder to convince him to get moving again afterwards. If you think we're ready, Your Majesty, I'll get the troops ready to move.
Yes, let's go ahead and ready them.
Alright.
I did want to ask the two of you something as well.
Yeah? Yes.
I hope you didn't mind my deferring to Bernard on the previous plan.
No, sir, I haven't got no problem with it. He's a man that knows what he's doing. I knew him back in the day, you know. He seems like he's trying to awkwardly explain before he, you know, seemingly died for a decade and left you an orphan and then came back with a metal arm.
I get the idea.
I trust him to keep us on the straight and narrow if you're not available to do so, Your Majesty.
Do you have some concerns, Wolpine?
I will give you nothing but my truth, Your Majesty.
I expect nothing less.
I do not trust your father.
Woo! Somebody said it!
Crosstalk, Amanda.
Sorry.
You wouldn't be the first. You probably might not be surprised. No, you're not the first to raise some concerns.
So, there are some observers among us. He's quiet for a moment before kind of staring at your father as he's positioned on a dune, keeping an eye on the surroundings. Tell me, I assume the two of you have plans for this kingdom.
He certainly has ideas, and I have possibly different ideas.
What has he said will become of those like me?
Well, I don't think he's actually said anything in that part.
What will you do if you do not like his answer?
Whatever I think is best, as King of Tebetra. I cannot let anything else get between me and that duty.
Even if it puts him between you and
I will make whatever decision I think is best.
Then let us hope, for both our sakes, I continue to be best for you.
I don't have any concerns that won't be a problem.
Your concerns are not what worry me.
Well, let us get everyone ready to move. I don't want anyone come patrolling around and finding someone.
Yes. He gives a guttural growl. Lucian, this and the impact of what's hitting the floor is what wakes you up from your long rest. As Zephyr, you're clambering ashore. I say clambering, walking. You know what I mean. He gives a guttural roar that echoes through the camp like a crocodile on the hunt. Everyone, gather what you need. We head north. We must outrun the reinforcements from Bolhammer. Watch your flanks. There are more than just the two sides out here.
Once I get up, I'm gonna go over to the general.
Which one?
The one that was just speaking.
Alright, so you approach Volpine.
Yeah, I like him. Okay. She goes up to Volpine. Also, I may have alerted people that when I was running across the desert, I heard horns.
The Citadel.
Yeah.
Ah, so you are the rat that triggered the trap.
Sorry.
Oh, do not
I was in a hurry.
If it brings the food to me, what concern is it of mine?
Well, you're welcome to eat anything that comes from there, unless it's Lucifer.
He looks a little disappointed at that, but kind of picks at his teeth. How long do you expect to dangle tender meat before me?
And she kind of, her smile fades to not a frown per se, but more contemplative. I don't know.
Decisions. You and your companions must decide at the war front where you stand. Because where I'm standing, all I see is blood on the floor.
No. Can I be completely honest with you, General?
If you think that's wise.
I love my brother more than anything. Everybody knows that.
So
but
told.
he tried to kill us. When I was trying to come to him with no intention to hurt him, he tried to kill us. He thinks he can fix me or something. Like I'm broken. And I can't help but think I might be. Everybody tells me the way that people treat me, maybe I am broken.
And what is it you intend to do about it?
At first I thought maybe I could help him fix whatever problem it is, but I can't trust that man. Not Lucifer. Volt.
I remember hearing the children in Rosewick speak of a word. Deflection.
I know what deflection is. How do you mean?
Is Volt the man that attempted to kill you?
No. Well, yes.
He kind of
He has in the past. He has in the past, to be fair.
He just gives you a silent stare until you acknowledge you know what he meant.
I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
Is he the man who said you were broken and he means to fix?
No.
Then tell me, Ilefakir, how does the blame fall on this Volt when it was not his hands that committed the action?
Actually, it was. He's the one that started all of this. He's the one that found. He's the one that found Dr. Knight. He's the one that started everything. Under the White Lady's whatever.
So the Lady in White is not in charge.
Well, of course she is, but apparently this guy is like equal to him. It's really confusing.
Caleb says that I am his equal, yet I do not wear a crown.
He kind of frowns.
Tell me, princess, if I were to kill and eat you right here and now, would you blame me or the gods that gave me a stomach that needs meat to sustain it?
Neither.
Oh, then who would you blame?
Myself for being so delicious.
Well, then the fault is neither with Volt nor with your brother. The fault lies with you. So I recommend you stop being delicious before he comes back for seconds. Because if I'm not going to eat him, I'm not going to fight him. And I expect the same could be said of my comrades.
I don't want to fight him. I wish he would listen to me, but he won't listen.
Do you expect I would listen to you if I was to sate my appetite?
I sure hope so.
And if I didn't? If I decided that you were no different than every other man, woman, and child I've eaten before you?
I mean...
Just a reminder, this guy has done some dark fucking shit.
I'm not putting any blame on you, but you don't exactly have a good track record, you know?
I'm not claiming to. I know what I am. Do you?
I'm a monster.
As am I. As is the king as was the king before him, as is the king who hopes to take his place, as is the man who stands alongside the king. The sooner you understand, Lady Elefakir, that there are nothing but monsters in war, the sooner you can get out of your head, stop using your brain, and start using your teeth.
The thing is, General, I don't think it's my head this time. It hurts my heart. Thinking about having to murder my own blood. The only thing that's kept me relatively sane for years. He is all I've ever had.
And now he is trying to kill you. What are you going to do about it? Because I assure you, if I had asked that question to His Majesty, what would you do if I turned on you? He would say, nothing comes between me and my kingdom.
I hope that he feels the same way about his father.
As do I. So tell me, when he comes again, and he will, what are you going to do?
I wish I could say that I know, but I don't.
Then you will die, and it will not be your problem anymore. Any other questions?
She shakes her head.
Then we must join the march. But I do have one more question for you.
She tilts her head. What's that?
When you die, may I suck the marrow from your bones?
I was hoping to use them for science.
Digestion is science.
There's a very, 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 very small moment of consideration.
What was this just walks by? I wouldn't do it, man. It's poisonous.
I have a strong stomach. He gives you a pat on the shoulder, Lucian, and seeming to consider his advice of figure it out or die to be perfectly good, starts to walk to focus on the troops. Do you let him leave?
Yeah.
All right. Caleb. As you can see, Lucian and the general in hushed conversation, Goody takes over the arrangement of the troops, getting them ready for the potentially grueling march ahead. Freezing / burning desert as you attempt to outrun the reinforcements before you're caught in between. You can see What's-Is is scattering around, depositing coins in the hands of the members of the militia. What's-Is, can you make me an insight check real quick? All right. You catch several troops kind of wait until you get like 20 people down the line before swapping places to try and get extra coins out of you, but you recognize their faces enough to tell them to fuck off. And Caleb, you see What's-Is out of pocket pays the entire troop several platinum coins to keep them motivated. And when Goody gets his, you can see he was given 2 platinum. Pocketing the coins, he looks to you as What's-Is goes to the next troop, and well, I reckon your friend may have just solved your problem for you. This much, troops ought to be ready to keep going for weeks.
Yeah, I just hope he doesn't have any problems from just revealing to a bunch of thieves that he's apparently loaded like that.
You know that's not how we do things, Your Majesty. Even if we took the rest, he'd... well, we've seen what he can do. But I'll keep the stupid ones in line. Zephyr, any final business from you before the march begins? Austin, you're muted if you're talking.
I got nothing.
Okay. Everyone regrouped, as well rested as you're going to get. You begin the crossing across the Scorpius Desert. Is there anything anyone would like to do during the march itself?
I do want to message Aggie. How far away are we now?
From this distance, you should reach Toradana by tomorrow afternoon.
Fucking sweet! Alright, I will message my girlfriend.
Alright, you shoot out a message. What do you say?
Super excited, so in a true Lucian fashion, let's see if I can do this right. Hey Aggie, just a quick update. We will be in Toradana by tomorrow afternoon. I hope you're ready to see me. That's it.
Alright. Lucian, as you, I assume, still Wicked Witching it over the army.
Oh, absolutely.
You excitedly babble your message to your royal lover, who responds surprisingly quickly, given how kind of sporadic her responses have been recently. Fantastic. See you when you get here. Don't worry, we saved plenty for you guys. Hope everyone's in one piece. Tell His Majesty hello.
Caleb, Aggie says hi.
Okay.
Yeah, that's Caleb. You can hear Bernard and Kino kind of snort behind you, Caleb.
I guess tell them we'll be there soon.
Yeah, let her know that we're going to be there by, like, tomorrow afternoonish. I cannot wait. It's going to be great.
Alright. What's his Zephyr Caleb? Anything during the march, or just keep the troops moving, try and outrun the bullhammers?
Just keeping the troops moving. Bringing out a stick of encouragement when needed.
Okay.
If the money wasn't enough, the stick of encouragement will do the rest.
Okay. Zephyr, anything from you?
Nope.
Caleb, anything from you?
No, just get everyone ready to go.
Okay. You march through the night, trying to keep ahead of the troops that await you. Or rather, enchase you, at any rate. The desert at night is freezing cold and unforgiving. But you encourage the troops to press on. What's is giving them a stick of encouragement where needed. The desert is, other than the thick bushels of grass, largely silent, unoccupied. A little too quiet, perhaps. Dotted only with the ruins of whatever came before them. As the moon...
There's one thing I'd like to do.
What's that?
I want to make sure we have a scouting expedition ahead of us to make sure we don't walk into a trap.
Caleb, are you okay with that?
Yeah, Caleb was already gonna do that. I was kind of under the assumption we would just keep doing that from before.
Yeah, like basically whenever a new march begins, I need to know like what the specifications are. So perfect. as you descend, you can see Caleb is already preparing an expedition force as the sun is setting. And do you wish to join them and go ahead?
Yes, I will join them in the scouting.
Roll perception. And in the meanwhile, you pass over and under dunes, through fields of thick grass, avoid cactus patches where possible, as you begin making your way through the freezing cold, night-lit Scorpius Desert. What's his perception? Okay. What's his? You and the scouting force hear it first. Up ahead of you, there's this kind of valley that passes between two loping dunes that is just thick with cacti and grass patches. There's just this, like, miles stretch of just plant life that's completely cloying and overgrown. The dunes providing the plant some shelter from the sun until it's at its peak. And you and the scouts hear noises coming from the patch.
What the?
These snarls of laughter trying to hush themselves from the patch.
Is it gnolls?
Maybe. What do you do? The scouts do not seem to have heard it.
How many scouts do I have with me?
Caleb, how many would you have sent?
How many do we have in total?
You have a total of 353.
I guess she would have sent, like, maybe... I guess, like, to give them good coverage ahead of them, he probably would have sent, like, maybe, like, 25 or something like that.
Okay, so it's
Just so
you
they could, just so they had enough people to, spread out properly and stuff.
Of course, yeah. All
Rather
right, so
than being just
you and
one
25
squad.
bandits.
And based on the cackles, how many can I estimate there are in the brush?
You bring the scouts to a stop as they kind of try to listen and they start to hear it too. Is ahead of you guys, but I will say everyone, just everyone. Everyone back at the main army, you start to hear it too. It's a little distant from you, but you start to hear it on the wind. As close as you are, you kind of scan the night-lit patch. You see the occasional flash of movement. They're kind of running and hiding, trying to stay hidden. By the movement and laughter, it's hard to tell how much of this is echoing and how much of it is, like, actually what you're hearing, but hundreds.
Okay, we need to get back to the rest of the army, and I will quietly usher the scouts back.
All right.
Making sure that we're not about to be pounced on.
Roll stealth.
Oh boy, the barbarian rolls stealth. Not horrible. It's +8.
Yeah, you're built like a rogue, so.
23.
Okay. You get the Tevadrons low. You can see they're visibly unnerved by the sounds. You start to smell things on the wind, and these smells drift to you guys back at the main army as well, as you guys can see get the troops low and start quietly but hurriedly making their way back, as you all begin to smell things on the wind. The foul scent of mange, rot, blood. Returns to all of you with the scouting force. The scouts looking pale, and looking a little panicked himself. you can all still hear it in the distance.
Caleb will, I guess, look to the other leaders like, should we just try to get rid of them?
I'll warn you, there's hundreds. As best I can.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Lucian says, well, maybe Barbaris sent them.
If they are Barbaris mercenaries, they're expecting us. If we try
Did
to
they sound like they were trying to sneak Wesses?
They were trying, failing miserably. More likely than not, if I had to guess what they were, I'd say they were gnolls.
Predators of the desert.
Perfect. I mean,
Right?
does
I
Barbaris
think
have
we
that
should
kind
get the
of
jump
power?
on them.
In response to you, Lucian, Volpine kind of glances to you and gives you a very serious look. You'd be surprised what a hungry belly will motivate you to do.
Lucian just kind of does that face.
And
Should
what's
we,
his what? Go ahead, Kay.
should we hold up, maybe?
Maybe.
If they
See
are...
if they'll pass us by. But we cannot wait forever. You know what's behind us. What did you say earlier?
I was saying, we could get the jump on them. The majority of the army here are archers. A few volleys into them, and they might just scatter and run if they know that they've been spotted and they don't feel like they could win.
Little known fact. Everyone believes gnolls cannot control their laughter. That it is a tick of theirs. That is not true. He gives a wicked, toothy grin. They laugh when they are ready to hunt.
Do you have experience with these peoples?
I did. Once. He kind of rubs at his jaw.
Well, that probably means you have the most experience with them out of anyone in this group.
They are like me, except absence my sense of mercy and sense of fairness. And he gives you a smirk, Caleb.
Do you have a suggestion?
If they are with Barbaris, we either kill them now or dodge them. It will take us out of our way, delay our return to the war front, but it will avoid bloodshed. And if we're lucky, and they are not agents of Barbaris, our followers will charge straight into them. They will get their food, and we will be remiss our hunters. But if they are agents of the governor, Goody, with his arms crossed, kind of looks around, seeming to kind of catch on. We'll have 2 enemy armies behind us, ready to flank us as soon as we hit the front. Between that and whatever army they got in the city, we have no way out. We either beat the entire army at once, or we die.
So I guess we tried to sneak around them?
I don't
Sounds
think
like
that's an
our best bet.
option.
We need to destroy at least one of them, surely.
I think we should take the gnolls out now. Yeah, we might be able to get by them, but they have a very high sense of smell. Just like our good friend here. And I don't, think the majority of us can get by without being seen. And I'd rather get the first hit in without them coming up on us without, from behind.
If we're fast, we can kill them before our hunters catch up with us. This is a good plan. You get the impression, though, he's more thinking about, ooh, I get to eat shit. Zephyr, do you have any objections to the party taking on the gnolls?
Nope.
You
How
have
does
any...
Caleb feel about it? It's his army.
Okay, was this guy look to a point? Do you have an idea of how we can best hit them?
How confident are you that the Badrins can hide their scent?
I don't know. How confident is Caleb?
Roll perception? Yeah, roll perception.
Perception. Okay, that's going to be a 27.
Caleb, you kind of sniff at the air. While you do not have Vulpine's sense of smell, yeah, the Devadrins kind of have a distinct smell to them. Remember, they just trekked through desert, jungle, forest, gross farm village, and they have not had a shower in that entire time. You are not confident in the slightest that they could hide under the nose of a trained predator. They can't even avoid you smelling them.
I'm just thinking to myself,
I'm
wait,
going to rate those. I'm not going to rate that confidence highly at this point.
Then we have only one option. If your colonel knows where they are, I say we follow his plan. Get the first strike, draw blood, force them out of hiding, bring them into the open. They will either run from us, and we chase, or they will run to us, and we kill.
If you'd like to bring them out into the open, I can manage that part. Y'all just be prepared to strike when I get them out.
I was also having a plan. I think I remember reading it somewhere. So what if we have like a middle part of our army attack them, get them fighting, and then lure them back to the rest of us, and we surround them.
Yes.
That might work.
From what if I had to take a guess, they seem like they might be rather enthusiastic once the battle starts. They might not think about them being drawn in like that.
If they are prepared to hunt, that means they think they can win. So, I agree. I like this plan. He licks his lips eagerly.
Sorry, I was reading a message. What's the plan?
What's is, and a contingent of the Devadrins will hit the gnolls directly and then lure them out of the grass patch so that they don't have cover anymore. And then that'll expose them to fire from the remaining Devadrins and all of you waiting and hiding. Basically, banking on the fact that if Vulpine's assumptions of them are correct, they're so bloodthirsty and hungry that they won't think about the fact that they're being lured into a trap until it's too late. At which point you kill them all and cut through the valley before your pursuers catch up with you.
Okay.
Zephyr,
Alright.
any objections? I'll assume not. You're muted. Yeah. You good? Okay.
So I guess Caleb will divide the Tiberian army into 3 parts. He'll send 103 with Whatses to hit them and get them to start fighting and chasing.
103.
We should leave 250, right?
Yes.
So 125 will be like on one side and another 125 on the other. And hopefully they'll, between their being caught up in the fight and being right up close to 100, over 100 of them, that will hopefully they won't notice the scent of the flanks.
Okay.
He'll let What's-His lead the center force. He and Caleb and Volpine will lead one of the 125, and Goody will lead the other, with the instructions being once they draw them into the middle of the two other split of the flanks, they will converge on them.
Noted. Okay. Caleb, you begin to divide your forces. What's-His, you are paired up with a scouting group that will run straight into the shrubbery and trigger the trap, luring an army of bloodthirsty hyena folk in your wake to the rest of the army. But if Volpine's...
The orders for the center force are clear. Once they engage you, retreat.
Yeah. And What's-His, if your guess of their numbers and Volpine's guess of their behavior is accurate, you don't know how many you're going up against, but it's clearly enough that they think they really stand a chance killing and eating all of you. Let's see if we can prove them wrong.
It's a good thing I got a good idea on how to get their attention.
And that is where we're going to end tonight's session, as you all prepare to fight the Battle of Scorpius Desert.
Oh.
Luckily, I actually have had a battle map already prepared for this, so...
Nice.
Caleb with the classic feign retreat pincer maneuver.
Hell yeah. Check out our website at officiald5hub.info. Down for maintenance at the moment, but soon to be resurrected from the grave like a filthy necromancer ready to go up against some filthy cannibals. Or, well, people-bulls, anyway. Check out our link in chat to join our official D5 Discord server if you want to hang out with us directly. Support our episodes, post on Apple Podcasts, Pandora, Google Podcasts, and the iHeart Podcast Network. Wherever you have to get your podcast from, you can probably find it there. For our audio listeners, catch us live on Tuesdays at 7 o'clock Central Daylight Time on twitch.tv/Odd Tornado Productions. Check out Odd Tornado Productions official on Tumblr to find links to our other works, including His Majesty's Twitch channel at twitch.tv/Killer5. That's 5 with a PH, don't get it wrong. Been on a Borderlands kick recently. You like Borderlands? You'll probably like what he has to offer. If you enjoy what we do as a group, please support us on Patreon. That link to be posted in chat. On Ko-fi at kofi.com/oddtornadoproductions. Follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/tornadoodd. The TNO are capitalized if you want to get immediate updates whenever we go live, as well as updates on everything else we're doing. And if you want to see more of this party, plus or minus a few, tune in Mondays at 7 o'clock Central Daylight Time for our Monday game, Under Locks and Keys, featuring a party of globe-trotting treasure hunters trying to assemble the artifacts of the gods in a race against technology-worshipping cultists.
Woo.
Thanks, everyone at the tables for what you're playing. Thanks, everyone at home for what you're watching. And we'll see you all next week.